Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing a speed build. This speed build is going to be included into a future Let's Play that I'm currently working on, and it's going to basically have my sim self living with my two closest friends, and my intention is to live out our dream lives in The Sims. I'm currently working on different lots that we can go to and hang out. And this is the first community lot that I've done for this Let's Play. Before this lot, I've just been focusing on the apartments. I've only done one, and I don't want to turn this channel into like a motivational speaking type of channel because I feel like I do that on my other channel. But I have noticed this cycle that I've been trapped in when it comes to recording videos and doing builds, because before I started this YouTube channel, doing builds was something that I really enjoyed doing and I did it all the time. But after I started my YouTube channel, I don't know what happened, but it was like a mixture of feeling pressure to, I don't know, make content that I thought that other people would enjoy seeing, and it was a combination of comparing myself to people who already have a large audience on YouTube, and it kind of like killed my fire and my creativity, and I was putting more pressure on myself that was really needed to do something that comes naturally to me, which is building, and it's something that I genuinely enjoy doing. And I've noticed that I've fell into this cycle of starting a build, and I would, start it and then I wouldn't come back to it in like a week's amount of time, and then or I would get an idea for a build and it would take me weeks to start it, knowing exactly what I want to do. And I'm thankful that I have enough self accountability that I'm able to notice that I'm in these cycles of self sabotaging myself. And I don't want to be the creator or a content creator that's who focuses on trying to increase numbers and views and likes. I want to make sure that I'm making content that I genuinely feel good about and I'm satisfied with. And the space that I was in, it made me think of how many other people are probably in the same predicament of wanting to start something new or pursue a creative interest that they have, but they get too much in their mind about it, or maybe they see something online and it really discourages them because they feel like they're not good enough to put out their content. But it's like we all have different gifts that we're meant to share with other people, and it doesn't matter if you think that you're better, or if you feel like your work is good enough, because it's not ever going to get good enough if you're not doing it. And one way that I got myself back into my groove is to just force myself, even if it's just for 5 minutes, to play around in build and buy mode, play off camera, not look at other people content, and just really look at mine. And editing these videos has shown me, like, I guess when I'm actually in the game doing the build, I kind of like, this is not good enough. Is this going to look good on camera? And looking back on it now while editing, it's like, it's not even that bad. It looks pretty. And I also want to emphasize that this doesn't just, I'm not just talking about, Sims. If there's any other area of your life that you want to pursue creatively, then you should do it, and you shouldn't let outside pressure, the pressure of wanting to be successful, or the pressure of wanting to be seen and acknowledged, or the pressure of knowing that there's other people who do something similar to you. These things shouldn't stop you from doing what your inner self is calling you to do, and doing something that you, because I myself am also, I'm not just a Sims builder. I have other creative hobbies and talents and interests that I've kind of pushed to the side. I've noticed not just in my builds, but also in my artwork that I've gotten really far, but I cannot seem to complete. And I don't know, it's taken me, I've had to be patient with myself and really get to the root of why this keeps happening. Why do I keep falling into the cycle of self sabotaging myself? And I feel that the solution to that is to one, I really needed to take better care of myself because as a creative, you cannot create from an empty vessel. You have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I think the second thing is that I stopped consuming content that made me feel bad or inadequate or not good enough. Instead, I focused on content that made me feel inspired and made me think that, okay, I can do this. And I think a third thing that I did was that I just did it for myself and I stopped thinking about how will other people perceive this, will they enjoy this, and I, instead of trying to satisfy them, I started thinking, is this content or is this something that I can be happy with and be satisfied with? And it's so much easier to satisfy yourself than it is to satisfy others because everybody is different, everybody's tastes are different, everybody's likes are different. So it's almost impossible to satisfy everybody. So yeah, and I've stopped putting pressure on myself to grow this channel and instead I just want to enjoy it, and it's just a way for me to express myself and to put my work out there, and if I get views and likes then that's a bonus, but I'm making myself more proud by being able to do this because it's really like a step up, because there was a time where I would not post my builds, I would not share my builds with anyone, and now I've started posting them on YouTube, I've started uploading them to the gallery. So yeah, it's like this is, for me, this is making a younger version of myself proud. But I think I'm done now with my little rant. So now I want to get into this build. Like most of my other builds, I have to get some type of character or some type of story with this build. And as I worked on this build, I did get a story of this build. Um, as you can see on like the outside, it's kind of, I tried to break this build up into two sections. The section that I'm currently working on is like the original section. This is an Asian pop. I think it's mostly like a Japanese restaurant. It's a very traditional. The part that I'm working on now is very traditional, but the story behind this restaurant is that it's a father and son owned company, and I'm actually going to make the Sims that own this restaurant, and I'm going to try to find ways to include them maybe in my Let's Play, even if they're just townies, they're just people who live in San Myshuno, but it is a father and son owned company, and right now I haven't built the Sims, but I do have the idea in my head, and the father and son, they do live together in the penthouse together, they're going to live in a penthouse, and I don't want to share too much, but there is going to be story behind it because I like to create stories with my Sims and it just makes it more fun. But because San Myshuno is a very diverse community, it's a good mix of different cultures and backgrounds and stuff like that. But and that's, I think, how the original restaurant started, as a outcome of that, out of that diversity. But there was an increase of creatives coming into the town of San Myshuno, and so with that you saw a burst of art culture and hipsters and I guess more modernized, I don't know what you would describe it, decoration, I guess. And because of that, the business, like the food is so good at this restaurant. Like everyone loves the food, but there was something that was lacking, that wasn't drawing in people. It wasn't drawing in the new crowd that was moving into San Myshuno. So the son, he doesn't have a name yet because I haven't made these Sims yet, but the son, he is a businessman and he knows how to make money. He has a lot of money. And so he got the idea that he's going to help his dad. He told his dad that, okay, I'm going to help you out, but you have to listen to me. You have to trust me. I have this idea. We are going to bring this restaurant back to life, but there's going to be a lot of changes. And so they built on this whole other half of the restaurant, and it's, as you will see, it's more modern, it's less traditional. I did try to throw in some pieces that seem traditional, but it's obviously more modern. It's very, I guess, hip. It's going to be very bright because once I get in game, I do plan on changing the light colors. It's going to almost look like, what I was trying to do is have it be like kind of like a club, but it's not a club, it's actually like a restaurant, but it's someplace you can go that's really fun, and you can be entertained, but you can also eat really really good food. And I think what kind of inspired this build was that I think I saw a post on like Facebook or something, and it was like a restaurant, I think in Japan, and in each room or each space of that restaurant, it's like a different anime theme. And and when I looked at the pictures, it was dark, but it was like colorful at the same time, and it kind of looked like a club. And that gave me a lot of inspiration in doing this build, because, as well, probably none of you know, I am a huge anime fan, and I really do love, like, I do want to visit Japan one day, and I absolutely love the Snowy Escape Pack. I love the build and buy items from Snowy Escape. I love the windows, I love the doors, and honestly, I would have, like, if I made like a dream, like a build of my dream house, I would probably include a lot of Snowy Escape, because I like it. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a natural, very zen, very relaxed feel. And the new half of the restaurant is kind of like the exact opposite of the very calm and serene feel of the original side. It's more loud, it's bold, it's colorful. I can see myself, like, actually, like I said, this is going to be included into the let's play of my dream, or living my dream life in San Myshuno with my two closest friends. And I chose San Myshuno because I feel like it fits my personality, because it's so diverse and it's colorful, and it looks like somewhere a creative would be dying to go. And I don't really like the city life. I do prefer living in a more rural community like I live now, small town and quiet. But I do see myself like visiting the city one day, but I don't see myself actually staying here. And I feel like my sim self, that's kind of like the phase that she's in right now. She's just living here temporarily to have the experience. And I feel like visiting this restaurant quite a bit would be an experience for her, because it can be a place where she can go with her friends and hang out and have fun. Like, in this more modern version, it's like almost like a nightclub. Like, you can go get some good food, watch a movie because of these huge TV screens, or maybe they have like a game on one of the TVs, and upstairs there's a bar, so it's almost like you could even go there. You don't even have to get dinner. You can just go there to hang out with your friends. But I also feel like my sim self would be like myself, and would also get to enjoy a more learning about a different culture and experiencing that as well. And I feel like my sim self would enjoy the original building first and foremost. Like, I would also enjoy like the more colorful and bold part, but I think my sim version of myself would absolutely love the original part of this build, even as she's just eating with a bunch of old people who have been coming to this restaurant since they were young people. I could see myself like the waiting room. I think, like, I tried to build like a little waiting room in the original part, and I could see myself like sitting in there and just being in awe of like everything that I'm like, because I love to just like sit and observe things. And then I feel like in that waiting room there's so much to look at. Like, I would be staring at the lanterns, or staring at the pattern and the texture of the wallpaper, and like looking at like the little fountain that's by the door. I would be admiring the windows. Like, I would just be in awe of like a whole bunch of all this culture. And I also feel like my sim self will also be inspired by the modern part, because I don't know for sure yet what my sim self will be doing. I feel like my sim self will just be trying to discover who she is and what she wants to do, because I feel like that's pretty much the phase that I'm currently in right now. I'm basically doing all these different things, trying to figure out what exactly I want to do, what I enjoy doing. And I feel like being in the more modern spot, it would give me a lot of inspiration. Like the little mural things that I use on the walls, I feel like that would be, I thought that was a really cute touch, because it's almost like maybe the community came together and painted these things together to include in the new addition to this restaurant. I feel like the son who co-owns this restaurant, maybe he used that as a way to bring more people in, um, by say, hey, come help us decorate this new restaurant that we're working on. If you win this contest or blah 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 blah, then you can have your own art piece on the wall, and blah 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 blah. This will get you more recognition for your art. So I wanted to include like a lot of art in the more modern part of this build. And something else that I've noticed about myself, through, because like I said in the beginning, I started on this build and it literally took me so long to finish it, because I would start and then I would work on it. I wouldn't work on it for a few days, then I would start again and work on it, and then I wouldn't work on it for a week. And now I'm here today, and I don't really know for sure what I'm going to do about my mods. I'm not for sure. I'm not completely decided, but through my own personal plays that I've been doing off camera, I have been playing with no CC and no mods. I think mostly because a lot of my mods are broken, and I really, really need to clean out my mod folder and organize it. But lately I've been playing with no mods, and I do see myself doing more no like completely CC free builds in the future. I am working on building two houses now, and I think they're CC free. I'm not completely sure, but I do believe they're CC free. And I do kind of see myself like weaning myself off of CC until I'm able to, clean my game up, organize my mod folders, and then I'll bring the CC back. But I do feel like I've been saying it for a while that I wanted to do CC free builds, because I completely understand that not everyone plays with CC, and my game isn't broken, like completely broken, but it is a little bit laggy, and it's just kind of annoying to me. So I have been playing without CC or mods, and I'm surprisingly been having quite a bit of fun. I used to be like, The Sims is completely boring without CC, but sometimes when I have like a lot of CC and I need to like go through it and like cut out the stuff that I really don't really like in my game, but it's just there, because sometimes I found that mods can also be too much for gameplay. Like sometimes I want to have like a simple game, and I can't do that because the mods that I have, even though it's fun to have a more challenging gameplay, sometimes it can be too much when you just want to, have a chill night of playing The Sims. And also, I think it may have to do with the games that have come out recently. It's been, kind of fun, and I found that I've been able to enjoy Sims without so many mods and CC. So yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna like start working on cleaning up my game. In the future, you're probably gonna see more CC free and mod free gameplay from me. Like my current Let's Play that I'm doing with my Itsuki family, of course, they are CC. I use mods in that gameplay. And also, I think this Let's Play will also include some mods and stuff, but I think in the future I'm going to focus on more mod free gameplay, at least for a little while. Like I said, just until I get my mods cleaned up and stuff, and really get to the root of what games I actually, or what mods I actually enjoy and want in my gameplay, and what's kind of like taking away from the fun and is just like bringing my game down and is just doing too much. I feel like I've barely talked about this build in particular, but I think I've said pretty much everything that I need to say about it, except for, this part. I kind of wanted to make it like I literally said that I want to make it feel like a nightclub almost, but it's not a nightclub, it's a restaurant. But I feel like the son, he wanted to, I think that he did it on purpose because he is a businessman, he is an entrepreneur, and he knows how to make money. He knows how to get people to spend money, and so he knew that in order to get people to spend money on this restaurant, in order to get them to come in, he has to get them to, people want to have fun. So he knew in order to get people to come in here, he knew he had to promise the fun. And another thing that I did too, that I'm about to get started on in a few minutes, is that I made it might seem completely random, but it's like it's kind of almost like a like on the outside balcony part, it's kind of like if you want to have like a date night, you can. But if you don't want to have a date night, it can also be rented as like a reception, I think it's called, like a wedding reception space that you can have, or like what's the dinner that people have before the wedding? I don't really know because I've never been married and I currently have no interest in getting married. But people usually have that dinner before they have a wedding. But I did that on the outside, and that might seem completely random and completely out of place, but I was like, this is a good idea. And honestly, in all my builds, I kind of like to make them multi-purpose in a way, because you get more gameplay or you get more story out of it, that out of one build. And I don't know, I just like to use the space like that. And with the storyline that I'm going with, the son, he is a businessman and he knows how to make money. And so he was like, if people don't want to eat at this restaurant, they can come up here and chill and have drinks. Or, this place can be rented, for weddings, because it's in a beautiful location. The balcony space is really beautiful. Well, you can't see it yet because I haven't started on it, but you will see that I think it turned out really beautiful. Um, and I think the lighting, especially at night, when I put it on night, like the lighting outside, it turned out really really beautiful. And I feel like it's a space that people can come with their families and enjoy that space, and celebrate marriage or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of like a well-rounded space. I didn't include, I don't think, like anything for children, because I feel like the target people for this community lot, is mostly like young adults and maybe like the older people who have been here for a while and are, here for the culture. So this isn't a lot that is really kid friendly, cuz and that's weird for me to say, because I just realize it now, because usually I do make sure that my lots are kid friendly and there's something for kids to do. I mean, they can come here and have a family dinner. They probably would enjoy it too, like especially the modern part with all the lights and the stimulation and stuff. But um yeah, I think because this is a let's play that's centered around my young adult self, I do have a son in my real life, but I think I'm not gonna have him in the let's play. At least not yet. Maybe down the line I will have him, but I think I'm not trying to make the lots for this particular let's play children friendly, because there aren't going to be children in the let's play. So my focus has been on my young adult self, and what are some locations that my young adult self would really enjoy and get a lot of use out of. And when I got the idea for this Let's Play, one of my friends who will be included in this Let's Play, she's the one who gave me the idea. And since then, this is going to give you guys an idea of how long I've been working. I started working on this, and like I said, I've been working on it and I've stopped, and I've worked on it and I stopped. This is going to give you like a time frame. When she gave me the idea, or helped inspire this idea out of me, we were working together at Family Dollar, and since then she has quit. And when I intentionally started this Let's Play, it was my idea to have, well, my other friend, she already has a boyfriend, but me and this friend, we were both single, and since then she has found somebody and she is engaged currently. I don't know if they're getting married anytime soon, but they are engaged. And I feel like that was something else that inspired me to just throw in like a wedding. It's not a wedding venue because you wouldn't get married here, but you would have like your reception here or your bridal. It's not a bridal shower. It's not the same thing as a bachelorette party. I don't know. But anyway, you would come here to like have your bridal shower, I think, here. And yeah, I think it was really, really cute that I included that in. It reflects the life changes that me and my friends are going through. And I do, because I've started this so long ago, like months ago, and we've had so many life changes since then, I am going to have to change up my story quite a bit, but I think it's still going to be fun. And right now, I feel really inspired, and I'm in a good space right now. I've been working on a lot of builds. I'm having a lot of creative ideas flow through me, and I'm actually putting action behind those ideas. So I feel like I'm in a good space, and I don't think that I'm going to wait too much longer to start this new Let's Play. It's going to be coming soon. I just want to, of course, now that my friend is engaged, I want to make her boyfriend and I want to make my other friend's boyfriend, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. There's still some other builds that I want to do that we can like hang out in, but I'm just going to do them as I go. But I don't want to keep waiting. I don't want to keep waiting until more life changes happen in our life. I want to just go ahead and get started. But that's all that I have to say about this build. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me vent. If you did, please feel free to subscribe and like this video. And I will see you again in another one. Now, there is some more builds, so do not click off this video because it's not finished yet. I'm just going to, finish the video off with the music that my friend made for this channel. So please sit back and watch me finish this build and relax and listen to this music because I absolutely love it and I love to showcase this music.